You are watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video.
Father Fish, Father Fish. The one place to go to if you have Vic. Your fish may itch or even flash. So Father Fish is your one-stop cap. Capital with an inch of sand. Capital with an inch of sand. Raise the temperature with a helping hand. And add some garlic on top of that sand. The ick will go, your plants will grow, and all of your fish will have a happy home. Father Fish, so Father Fish, your one-stop wonder if you keep fish. Starring Sir Father Fish and all his followers on the Father Fish channel. Over to you, Sir Father Fish.
Well, hello. My hair's sticking up. How are you? Goodness sakes. We'll see if Shelby comes along tonight. Haven't talked to her. Gracious. Let's see. We ought to play Miss. Nail of Foxes. Reading one more time. Let's hear it for Nayla.
You are watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video.
Quite. Thank you, dear. My 10-year-old granddaughter. She is already a star. She won an award this weekend from the Maryland Department of Agriculture for a farm that she and her mother have put together involving a group of children who are autistic. It's called, well, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what it's called. It's in Maryland, and it's part of a program for teaching and supporting autistic children. Marvelous program, just really exciting and worthwhile, and in so many ways a really extraordinary project. So let me do this. Let me get over to YouTube. Come up on YouTube. Right there. YouTube. Right there. Let's see who's here. Glenwood is here. Let's see. The first person in was ABC Aquatics. Hello, Aquatic Biotope Creations. Let's get on live chat. Glenwood. What's that second? J-Dog is here. Hey, J-Dog. And Dumbud. Hi, Dumbud. And then Gregwood. Joseph Bone. Hello, Joshua. Can't read Joshua Bone. J-Dog, the Father Fish method worked so well, I added over 30 fish to my 55-gallon in 2 days, and my ammonia is between 0 and 0.25. Yeah, that's going to stay there. You got so many plants in that tank. It couldn't possibly go up. Diane Altland, hello. Nice to see you. Glenwood says, don't worry, my hair does that too. Howdy, Shoal, Scott Stankovich, Jason Peculiar. Good morning to you. Dan Ritz, happy Friday, everybody. And John S. Vlog. Hello, John S. Nice to see you. Let's see, I've got the link posted at the top. Okay. So it's been kind of a slow week. I've been tracking the Competes Act. That's the Senate bill that the Lacey Act amendments are attached to. And nothing yet. Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes is here. Good evening. Nice to have you with us. We need to turn you guys blue. Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes. Bravo, nice to have you with us. I'm just talking about the Lacey Act amendments. The bill apparently is still sitting in the House. I guess Ukraine has superseded it, or it probably would have been put on the docket by now. As soon as it is, then we'll know how to proceed, whether to contact senator, well, which senators to contact. Um, it will help to contact your local senator now to let them know how you feel about this. It's when it comes up, it either will be referred back to committee, House Senate committee, or it'll come up as a separate bill. I guess I don't know how they're going to. I don't know. Anyway, we don't know yet how it's going to come up. So as soon as we do, we'll keep everybody apprised and let you know what the best way to respond is. For now, make sure you're sending daily letters, emails, phone calls, whatever way you can. Sign your name. Excuse me. Sign your name to a list of people opposed to this. Basically get the word out. Dr. Anthony, nice to have you with us, Dr. Anthony. I have a link at the top if you're interested in coming up and talking about this for a bit. I would love to have you. It really would be good to have someone who's got skin in the game, if you will. Roman Chirac. Hey, Roman, nice to see you. We were looking for you Sunday, I guess, and Mary was looking for you. 3G, how are you, 3G? Anyway, Dr. Anthony, just click on the link at the top if you like, and I'd love to have you come up and chat with you a bit. That's the StreamYard link right at the top of the chat. You'll have to open your microphone and camera if you have them. If you don't, just comment here, and we will be engaged on this level. I'm hoping by now certainly everyone here is clear, because all of you guys are active on my YouTube page and are following the videos that I've been posting. I've been talking about this virtually every video for the last 3 weeks, I guess. Has it been a month? I don't think quite. It's been about 3 weeks, going on a month, that this was passed by the House. It is, in spite of what a few people who really don't know what they're talking about are saying, it is potentially utterly devastating. If you talk with people who are serious hobbyists in New Zealand or Australia, where such laws currently exist, or Brazil for that matter, they'll make it very clear to you that it has so substantially hamstrung their hobby that even though they can get certain fish that are not on the list because they're local, the price for them is exorbitant. The real issue, of course, is it's going to destroy those habitats that we've been protecting, and will also cause the extinction of the animals that are living there. Kenny, how are you? I haven't seen Shelby yet. I guess she'll be here. Let me see if she left a note. Sometimes she does. Let's see. No, nothing here. Oh, let's see. James Green, hello. Ward Dunlap. How are you, Ward Dunlap? Nice to see you. ADHD. Hi, dear. How are you? Nice to see you. Kenneth D. 3G. Kelly Reddy. Hi, Kelly Reddy, 37. Nice to see you. Want to show you some new fish I just got. You're kind of catching a bit of a look at them out of the corner here. I need to untangle my camera so we can do this. Whoa. All right. Who's this? J-Bone. Who is J-Bone? I don't know J-Bone. Oh, whoever it is gone. Look at this. Now, you know what they are. Do you know what they are? Guesses. It's an Amazon. It's an Amazon fish. It's a Amazon basin fish, same as these, from the same water actually as the discus. These are about 3 inches. Who knows what they are? Who is that fish? ADHD says. That's one of my all-time favorites. I've been collecting these fish since about 1968 when I first met them. No, it's not a scat. Are they young? Yes, they're young. They're about 1 inch. They get about 6 inches, let's say. Let's do this again. The juveniles have spots. Now, if you see the black band on the back, as they get older, that black band becomes more pronounced. Aquafunk says, okay, everybody, calm down. I'm here now. All right, Jay, what are they? He probably knows. What are they? Dr. Anthony knows. I guarantee you. Gorgeous fish. I love them. There it is. It's spelled Uaru. Uaru. Right. ADHD got it. Funk got it. He just didn't know how to spell it. Absolutely. Funk is in the house. Right. Absolutely incredible fish. As I said, the first ones I ever saw were in about 1968, 69 maybe. And they were at the Putney School in Vermont. Dr. Joseph Campbell, who taught literature at the Putney School, had a fish room in his classroom. And he had the first Uaru I ever saw and was raising them. He was selling the babies. He would travel down to New York City once a year to sell his fry. He had a lot of really cool stuff. Aquafunk said, we got it, little mama. Yeah, you did. How does Uaru go? What does it say? Uaru, how does it go? Right? Uaru, Uaru, Uaru. Wada woodoo way. Uaru, Uaru. Aren't you really every day? You are you and I am I. We are we and Uaru is Uaru. What does it say? What do you say? What does it say? A new one. Jason doesn't know the fish. Let's see. You know, I could get a picture of them as adults. Uaru amphicanthoides. Uaru here. Oh, this is a good picture. All right. How do we do it? God, my brain's not working at all. Here it is, right there. Now, there are at least 2 species. The other one is black and white bars, and it is called a panda Uaru. Our club president who did the program at the last club meeting has some pandas. He also has these. I believe the ones I have, however, are not from him. I think they were imported from the excuse me, I'm hiccuping, belching. What am I doing? Imported from I think from Thailand. Really nice fish. One of my all-time favorites. I have spawned them. Has Father Fish been dipping in the secret stash? Because it seems to be wide open tonight. Oh, no, nothing like that. For the fact it's been sort of the reverse. Got to keep some one day. Sarko says they are fantastic fish. Here she is. Here's Hair Girl. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Nice to see you, Shelby.
It's the same.
Shelby.
Happy Friday, fish family.
Yes, indeed. Turn your volume down a little. They're a little bit loud. Well, of course, that's in my ears. They may not be true of everybody.
I think mine's down as much as I can have it.
Okay. Well, it's probably just me.
Hopefully, I'll try to talk quietly.
Oh, and Dr. Anthony's going to be on Aquafun stream tomorrow night. We'll be sure to catch that. That'll be great. Pandas are from Colombia. There she is. 88 says it could now. And Roman and Jason are saying hello, Shelby. How are you?
Yes,
nice to have you
I'm
here.
saying hello back here.
Right.
All right.
What's on your T-shirt? What's that saying? Something about fishes.
Joy to the fishes and the joy to the fishes and the deep blue sea.
Oh,
I'll say it slow. I don't want to get you copyright. You know this song.
Nice.
It's afraid to say anything on YouTube.
I know.
Like
it's true,
anyway.
Right. Ooh, let's see what I missed here. I mean, what is its behavior? How does it go? Like, what does it do? What does it like to do? All right, so it's a vegetarian primarily. Eats a lot of plants. It's been poking away at the fern. There's not a whole lot else in there. A lot of Java fern, so it's been kind of chewing on that. It'll get into some of the other plants. I need to put something else in there. Probably what I'll start doing. I've only had them for a few days. I only had the discus for one day. I'll probably start putting spinach or romaine or something in there for those guys. Jason just found some online.
Salad.
Right, in Scotland. They're a wonderful fish. You need to keep them the same way you keep discus. They need to be warm. They don't like to be cold. So in the 80s, 82 to 85 is adequate for them. They're a substrate spawner. They lay their eggs, as I recall, they lay their eggs on the bottom, and there is pretty good parental care. In fact, the babies feed on the parent's slime coat, just as with discus. So they're very similar in that way to discus. And I've noticed I've raised 2 or 3 spawns that the young grow much faster if you leave them in with the parents, and they can eat on that slime coat. It seems to have the kind of initial nutrition that they need to really be able to jump up. I have 9 of them here. I will sell some. I'm going to sell 5. Might have to do 6 to get 2 lots, selling them in trios. I'll sell 1 trio and then decide about the second. I can't get more. They're really hard to come by. And they're going to be fairly expensive. But if anybody's interested, they would have to be shipped overnight. Contact me through FTHRFISH @gmail.com. And
What
I
is that?
will it's father without the vowels. FTHR.
Okay, is this a new
It's a new account.
email address
Yeah,
you're using?
yeah,
Okay.
it is. Yeah, the old address. My computer went down last week, and I lost my email account. So I've had to go to Gmail. So the fatherfish at fatherfish.net is no longer operative. I can't get it. It's somehow disappeared. There are 2
Okay.
accounts that are open. You can also go to PayPal. That's fatherfish at fatherfish.net is the name on that account. It's not an active email, but it is the name on the PayPal account. So you can contact me there as well. Let's see.
Okay. Do you have that listed on your updated on your YouTube
I think
page?
I do. I think it's a pretty one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look here.
I've tried to get it everywhere. The pandas are from Colombia. So are the Uaru also from Colombia, or are they Brazilian? Aquafunk says all the best stuff
Okay.
comes from Colombia. Are they peaceful? Yes, they're very peaceful. They're peaceful the way a discus is. They are a big fish, but they don't chase little fish. They may opportunistically eat a neon once in a while, but it's not because they're really feeding on them. And Ward Dunlop says Hitler was a vegetarian. I don't think that's a swastika on the side of these fish. It's more like a black blob. They're non-political. Uaru are definitely non-political. Jason, enjoy finding fish I've never heard of. Be adding some to the fish room. They're wonderful. I've had them. Oh, I don't know, half a dozen times. I've bred them twice. I mentioned Chris has some. He's got some big ones. I think they act like they're not going to breed anymore. They're bred for a couple of years and have kind of gone past it now. Bass Queen is Christina Whitaker, so she's changed her online name, Bass Queen 71. Hello, Christina.
Hello.
Yeah, Scott says almost anything will opportunistically eat a neon True enough.
Poor neons.
I know. Cardinals as well. They're a basic food fish. So they're one of the most common fish in the Amazon. Yeah, I really need to be talking to Dr. Anthony about this. We'll have to catch up with him tomorrow night on Aquafun. The fish and you were Dunlop is. I could take your wrench away if you don't knock it off. He's doing Hitler. What's he doing, Hitler?
I know.
Funny. Did you cancel history trivia Sarko? Word Dunlop is as full of himself today, isn't he? Sarko said, I'm not a supporter of cancel culture. We just don't need to talk about a genocide leader here in an aquarium live chat. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarko. It's enough trouble going on without digging up dead stuff.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Sarko's getting on more done. I'm getting on him too. What else? Let's see. I wonder if Uaru can live with my datnoid in the pond. I would say not. I mean, in the summer, they might be okay. They're really a warm water fish. And Pacu and Uaru are really not. The Pacu gets so big that they would terrorize the Uaru. I mean, Pacu get up to like 40 pounds plus. They get really quite large. And datnoid are a lurker, but they're an extremely predaceous fish. I wouldn't say they're aggressive, but they are highly predaceous. So if you get a pair of these Uaru that are 6 inches, you're not going to want to risk them. They're a little too hard to come by. So no, I wouldn't put them outside. I've ever seen betta eat green beans. They'll eat anything if they're hungry enough. The problem is they don't have the enzymes to be able to digest plant matter. They're an insectivore. They'll eat if they're hungry, whatever is there, but that doesn't mean they get much food value out of it. If it's got protein in it, they probably can and beans do. They probably can extract that protein, but they are an insectivore, so their enzymes are protein enzymes. If I still have the website on a server, I can regain access. I do not have the website. In fact, the website's long gone. I don't even know how I was keeping it, frankly. I had it on Microsoft, on Outlook. And I've tried to get hold of Outlook to talk to them about it, and I can't get through to be able to try to track it down.
Can you spell that website or email that you are using, and if anybody wants to buy some of your fish? Father
let me type
fish
it.
Is it father fish both of them, or yeah?
FTHR FISH at gmail.com, or on PayPal, it's fatherfish. Fatherfish at fatherfish.com, at .net. There's another account. It's another Gmail account that I'm typing in. I can be reached there too. Aquafun. Lumpy, I'm glad that picking on me brings you so much joy. I'm gonna go cry now. Lumpy, where's Lumpy Funk? He
They've been
was
having a playful
he,
back and forth.
James Gike. Oh, I see. Aquafunk's been on Lumpy and I see. Who let the gate open and let Aquafunk out in the yard? Let the dogs out, right? Aquafunk eats neons every chance he gets. Most people do, or most fish do. We all hate cancel culture until our own skin gets thin.
Oh, I've been in top chat here.
I think I'm
All
in
right,
live
live
chat.
chat it is.
I am in live chat.
I am now.
I'm usually not. Eh.
So I did see somewhere where ADHD was saying that she's gonna get a pool heater for her pond.
I don't know. She's talking about trying to
Aku with
do
bull with the
something. I talked to her about a couple of things. She's talking about getting a hot tub heater, which I really don't recommend. For one thing, it's going to be too big, and for another, it means your water is going to be moving all the time. And if you want to be keeping fish out in the winter, uh, you need to have the water flow turned off. You need to have heaters in the bottom of your pond, and you need to have it covered. And you need not to have tropicals in it, other than maybe angelfish. A heat pump for a 5,000-gallon pond. Uh, yeah, I don't really recommend a heat pump. It's going to be extraordinarily expensive, is the problem. To heat up 5,000 gallons to 70 to 75 degrees through the dead of winter in Utah is going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. It'll be profoundly expensive to do that, and you really don't need to. If you get that pond deep enough, get it 3 foot underground or in the ground. Doesn't matter what's on top, 3 foot in the ground. And then when it gets really cold in the winter, turn the pumps off and put heaters in the bottom. That will create a warm pocket that your warmer water fish, and keep in mind you want semi-tropicals in this thing. You don't want to put tropicals in it unless you plan to go in there and catch them in the fall and pull them out. The Central American cichlids will be wonderful in a pond that size. They'll do extremely well, and you'll be very happy with them. They also get big enough to really be able to appreciate in a big pond. But if you think about doing it that way, then you can get some pretty heavy duty heaters. Like, I don't know how big they come. You can probably get 1,000-watt heater for the bottom of the pond, and that's going to wind up costing you maybe 150 a month rather than 1,000 a month. So just don't bite off too big a chunk right away until you kind of work up to it, if you will. And if you find you need something bigger, you can add something bigger. Gonna have to go to Jason. Gonna have a go at outdoor tubbing this year with some guppies. Fancy trying. You'll love it. It's great fun. And what you'll probably wind up looking for are fish that can survive, maybe natives. There are a lot of interesting natives in Scotland. You had sticklebacks there that would do really quite well in the winter in an outdoor tub. RCA Aquatics, hello, hello.
If we could jump back
So much.
just for a second, Steven Singer, he he said he's thanking you for being here and asked if you can speak on how much stream or pond water to add to their substrate when starting a tank.
I see it. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me give you a wrench too, Stephen. Can you speak on how much stream or pond water we need to add to our substrate? Now, stream or pond water to add the substrate. Are you getting the substrate from the stream or pond? That's the first step. You want to get some of that mud, and if you have a stream, there will be sand. You can use that sand to cap the dirt. 2 inches of sand on 1 inch of dirt for any tank under 55 gallons. Over that, you can do a bit more dirt and a bit more sand. And yeah, you can do 100% wild water. That's what I prefer to do. I started my tanks here with wild water, but it was brackish, and it didn't work out for fish like my Plecostomus. They were very unhappy with it. In fact, most of the tropicals were unhappy with it. So I wound up going to recycled water, and that also did not work well. So I'm now down to city water, which I've used through the years in my shop. It's RO water that they remineralize and add free chlorine to. So by the time you get that water in the tank, the chlorine has already gassed off, which means you can add it directly to the tank. I did a major water change, I think yesterday, on everything. And I just did like a 50% water change on everything, and nothing stressed. It just worked out real well. I do have one tank that's in process of crashing, and I don't know quite what the deal is. It's this 40-gallon, and it's cloudy, but I think it's just detritus. I have a lot of detritus in it. I got some new cats that one of them is not going well. The others seem to be okay. Got some of these red bushes, a couple of little tiny red bushes. These are Cinnamagel, 2 males and 2 females, I think. And these are baby cribs. They're about ½ Provensis. There's 30 of them in there, which is the main thing I'm doing in this tank is growing up Provensis. Once they get about an inch, I'll start taking them to the club meeting and putting them in the auction. This tank, I've got discus in, and they are doing extremely well. This is the 30 long. It's a 20-year-old tank, and it's doing pretty well. It's not growing. So somebody made the comment on Discord, JR, I think, made the comment that when tanks get really old with the deep substrate, they become less productive. And that really is true. This tank is now 22, 23 years old, and the substrate is not nearly as productive as it has been, which means stuff is not jumping up. Everything is alive and doing fairly well. Some plants don't do so well. Bacopa does not do well, and Ludwigia does not do well. Probably has more to do with light, though, than anything else. And I really haven't tried to supplement this substrate. I could do that, I just haven't done it. Anyway, the fish do fine, and it's got enough plants to keep everything going. These are some rams that are pairing off, but not spawning. I think they probably will. I've also, I don't know what else is in this tank. Ram, some bettas, some, I think, cinnamagills. And then, yeah. And then over here, these are the Valenti ceramics. I did a wonderful little video of them hovering around a pair of bettas that were spawning, snagging every single egg that was laid, and they got them all. The male abandoned the nest within hours. There are also
Jeez.
some, that was a cool video. That's a red batis, scarlet batis. I've got at least one pair in there, a couple of males, but at least one female. And somewhere in here are also some, can't remember what they're called, blue gobies. Look on my list, maybe I can come up with a name. Oh, the Stiphodon, the elegant Stiphodon. They're tiny, hard to find, almost never see them. They're very skinny. I see them every once in a while. I'm hoping these Valenti are going to spawn, and you've seen the discus and larvae. So that's what's happening in the fish room right now,
Nice. All right.
up to date.
We got lots more
Uh,
questions and stuff going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see where we left off here. We're talking a lot about. Well, let's go all the way back. What do you think about feeding monster fish chicken from Chris Trapp? They were discussing it earlier on Ohio Fish Rescue, also hot dogs.
Yeah, I would never feed hot dogs. There's way too much fat, and the fat is indigestible. Fish cannot digest animal fat. Chicken, on the other hand, is perfect. It's a natural food. I think Dr. Anthony probably has some knowledge of the impact of birds on the food web in the Amazon. There's been some research in recent years demonstrating that it's a substantial portion of the fish's diet. So chicken is fine. The best food is fish. Henry Hall was fond of saying the best food for fish is fish, and that really.
Well, what about the other thing where they say fish prefer land insects that fall into the water more than stuff that they can actually get in the water?
Who says what?
I've heard before, like, yeah, fish is great for fish, but fish prefer like bugs that fall into the water.
Oh, insects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably. I mean, there's a lot more work involved in catching a fish. You got to go after it.
Yeah.
Although if you put a dead fish in there, it'll be attacked instantly by everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in the lakes and the Great Lakes, not the Great Lakes, the Rift Lakes in Africa, one of the primary foods is insects that swarm in vast clouds and swim out, fly out over the Rift Lakes and drown. They just fall down into the water and become.
Because they're so big. Yeah.
Yeah, they're massive, massive lakes. They're really inland oceans. They're that big.
Mm-hmm.
And so the insects, they get going in the wrong direction. They're like lemmings. They're done. And when they fall into the water, they're a primary food source. So, yeah, I think that's true of insects. Insects are a primary food source for fish, no question.
Okay. Next question up from Aquafunk. have little yellow firemouth rye at 80 degrees. We'd like to grow them outside, grow them out outside, but it gets into the 60s at night here in Lakeland. What temperature at night is safe?
In what's he doing? Tubs
For
or
yellow firemouth rye.
tubs or yellow
Outside,
firemouth?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, in the larger the container, the slower the temperature drops. And if you can bury it, get it down 6 inches or so, that'll keep it pretty close to 70 degrees, almost year round. He's in Lakeland, Florida. You can grow about anything there.
Lakeland, I guess that's Florida, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going to be an issue.
Jason Peculiar saying he keeps a native tank with perch in it, his favorite tank. That sounds really cool.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, perch are such a pretty fish. The perch and the sunfish, the American sunfish are some of the most, I think, some of the most beautiful fish there are. Just incredible.
Is it
color.
a bluegill a sunfish? Is a bluegill a type of sunfish?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. I know we have those up here in spades.
ADHD. The pond won't ice over because, well, oh well, she gonna do what she gonna do.
Drifted Driftwood discovered fungus on 2 red-eye tetras today. 125-gallon planted dirt tank. What would be the best way to go in regards to meds? And they're in Canada, and so obviously they can't get a lot of meds that we can get.
Okay, if you've got fungus, then the underlying problem is bacteria. Fungus does not attack live flesh. It does attack dead flesh killed by bacteria, or occasionally injury. But if it's on the eyes, likely it's bacteria. The first thing to do is stop feeding. You've got a bacterial bloom in your tank that is attacking the fish. Start by doing at least a 25% water change, and you might do that every couple of days. There are some treatments you can put in. If you can get Quick Cure, that does a pretty good job of knocking bacteria back, and that should be available.
Who makes that?
I don't remember. I got some here somewhere. API. Is it API? I think. Yes. General Cure.
The blue across the top. General Cure, yeah.
General Cure, yeah. If you can get that, that works pretty well. You can do garlic, although garlic is really not going to deal with the problem. You can do H2O2 peroxide, but that's dangerous because it's very easy to overdose with. Water changes, stop feeding, no food at all until you get that cleared up. And look for causes of bacteria bloom. If you've got, clean the bottom real good, make sure there's not food laying there that's rotting. That likely there's something in the tank that is causing a very substantial bacteria bloom. Try to get control of that. You can take them out and treat them topically with something very mild. You don't want to burn their eyes or kill them with an overdose. I've used a bactericide like in any of the see if I got some here. I usually do. Whoops.
Taking us for a ride.
Yeah, really. So here we go. Neosporin. Put Neosporin, treat it topically. Put Neosporin directly on the infection. Most of it will wash off, but there will be enough residue there to be able to beat that bacteria back.
Interesting. I wanted to say hi to Glitchacotics came in and Can't Chat but listening. Vision Tactics came in. I dropped a link somewhere there in chat. Christina Whitaker, who changed her name to Bassbean71, she made her first video today of one of her tanks. So I put a link up there. Everybody go check that out and go subscribe.
Nice.
With Jason wanting to put the guppies out this year, Roman said give it a try, but put your tubs out early in the season so they get mature before adding fish. I thought that's a really great idea for those of us that do tubs and tear it down every year.
Right.
Get it going early, even if the fish can't go in.
Yep. Funk, your fire mats will do fine outside. If you're putting them in like a 40-gallon tub, the temperature is not going to drop to 60 at night. It'll drop maybe to 70. The larger body of water, the slower the temperature changes. So it's not going to fluctuate enough to really be a problem in the winter at night. But Lakeland doesn't get that cold. I think you'll be fine. If you're going to have a cold night, cover it with plastic. Just put a sheet of plastic over it, and that'll hold enough heat in to keep it from dropping quickly. What else we got?
I'm getting the link here to drop again for the Amazon Research Center trip raffle. You can buy raffle tickets online.
Okay, good.
Trip to Peru, is that what I saw? I have to go back and read.
Really? I need to do that.
We're having a raffle to support the Amazon Research Center in Peru. The raffle is for an all-expense trip for two, including airfare to the Peruvian Amazon for a week. That sounds super cool.
Wow. Nice. Holy cow. That's impressive. Yeah, please get that up. That's fine.
Yep.
Love to support it. There's the link.
Can you feed a fins and filters here? It is a no wrench there. Can you feed a red-tailed catfish hard-boiled chicken eggs? I'm raising up a red-tail and I have a bunch of chickens and ducks and tons of eggs.
That's a good question. You can. They're likely to be messy. Frankly, I wouldn't do it. They're not unless you get them to eat them whole. If you boil them, I don't know about them eating the shell. It won't hurt them, I guess. It's calcium. Boil one up and try it. Now, are these little tiny guys, or are they big enough to eat a whole egg? If you're talking about feeding little fish, egg while it's a high quality food, it's a very messy
Yeah,
food.
just one red-tailed catfish, but they're raising up, so it still could be a little guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. The yolk is gonna, the white will be fine. The yolk is gonna be really messy, and if it's a little fish, he's gonna make a mess of it, and it could foul the water pretty quickly, unless you got a lot of other fish in there that are gonna pick up that slack. Yeah, I think it'd be risky to do it. Chris Trapp's gonna get a job as the cook on the Amazon riverboat. Works for me.
Hmm. Aquafunk, why is beef heart preferred food for discus? Do discus regularly attack cows and rip into their rib cage?
Yeah, uh, they started feeding it back in the 50s because it was a high protein food, and a good butcher could remove all of the fat and gristle. You can't have any fat or any gristle. As I mentioned before, fish cannot digest animal fat. So if you had fat in it, it wound up floating as scum on the surface and creating additional problems. There are still some discus breeders who feed beef heart, Hans notably among them in Baltimore. Most discus breeders, however, are not feeding beef heart anymore. They're feeding worms or they're feeding chicken. Chicken has all the protein of the beef heart with none of the animal fat, so it works out to be a better quality food for them. Jimmy, Fried Eddie.
I just saw that. That's a new person coming in.
Yeah, that's a new person. Hello,
So
hello.
we have
Nice
Vincent
to see
Filters
you.
and Jim at Friday here, new.
Who's the other one?
And also Steven Singer just joined the group.
Jim's got a bunch of comments. Fins and filters. Almost killed my baby redtail. Found it deep in my pond filter on top of the sponge. Yeah, a little tiny fish like that I wouldn't put in a pond. There's too much predation. You really don't want to put it through that. Get it up to 6 to 8 inches before you put it in a pond. They grow pretty fast. Wouldn't take long to do it. Oh, Bass Queen is saying bluegill, green sunfish, and crappie. Husband said she can build a pond when she gets the basement clean. Well, cleaning the basement is his job, I would assume. So get on him about cleaning the basement so you can get your pond dug. Unless he's going to dig the pond while you're cleaning the basement. You know, you need to share the load here. It's two big projects. Split them up. What else? What is the wine cork?
ABC.
Pardon?
Oh, you were showing us your little basket.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Well,
corn.
I keep all kinds of things in there. That's for the occasional wine bottle that needs opening. It doesn't have anything to do with fish. Yeah, ABC says when people say sunfish, they're typically speaking about the Lepoma species, of which there are 13 different species. Largemouth and smallmouth bass are also sunfish along with the crappie.
Sarko is asking what temperature for dwarf sunfish?
Well, they survive winters here in Florida, which means they can tolerate temperatures down in the 50s or even the 40s. So I don't keep them heated. I keep them in outdoor vats mostly. I have a few inside. They do just fine in a heated tank too. I've got some in with the discus that are 85 plus. So they're a really wide range. They can tolerate quite a wide range of temperatures. The water
Scott
I
and Wendy
catch
are
them.
getting ready for. Oh, sorry, I thought you
Oh,
were done.
so yeah, they're tub, huh? 150 tub.
That's
That's
fun.
exciting.
You know, fish never look as good as when the outside sun is coming through the water and hitting them. There's just nothing like
Absolutely
that.
true. Yep, that's really true.
It's just
Yeah,
beautiful.
I really like sunlight coming into my tanks. It just the
Hmm.
fish seem to enjoy it so much, and they do color up better.
Even my dog, when I tie her out now, if she finds a little patch of sun on the walkway, she goes out there and just lays in it. Everybody needs a little sunshine.
Yeah, uh, a good doctor says maybe just the egg whites. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of that too. And there's a lot of protein in egg whites, so it's certainly a reasonable thing to feed. Whoops. Do you remember
Oh,
Walco selling aquarium fish? I sure do. Drift and driftwood. Yeah, I do. I do. They had I worked in Boston at a big department store, and I can't remember which one it was. That long ago. This is in the '60s. A big department store. They had a huge pet department up on the third floor, fourth floor, or some such thing. And I worked in that pet department through one year at college while I was in grad school.
so you were young man fish and not yet father fish.
A young man fish, right? Here we go.
Boy fish.
Really, I was boy fish. Beef articles the discus hero faster, but shorten their lifespan. ABC says that dare say. I'm sure that's true. One of the things you really need to consider when you're raising fish is whether you want to get them big and healthy and strong as young fish for breeding purposes, or whether you want to let them grow kind of naturally and normally and live for a long time. And those are two completely different approaches to growing out fish. If you feed very heavily from the time fish are fry, you'll be able to get them up and get them in breeding form typically in a matter of months. Most fish in a matter of months. Some take longer, but the cichlids for the most part and tetras in 3 to 4 months, 6 months tops, they'll be ready to breed and they will breed. Unfortunately, they're not going to breed more than 2 years, and beyond that, they will begin to fail. Um, it's there's been a lot of research on mice as well as people in terms of overfeeding and underfeeding. Underfeeding prolongs longevity. Overfeeding increases fecundity in juveniles or very young fish. So, you kind of have to decide what it is you really want to do, and excuse me, treat them accordingly. Oh, Chris Trapp, I doubt if fish ever had a beef heart in the wild. Oh well, no, I'm sure that's not true. There are plenty of
Yeah,
cattle
cow could drown crossing the river. Haven't you ever played Oregon Trail?
there are plenty of cattle. Plenty of cattle dying in water. They die in ponds. They die in rivers. It's not uncommon. Um, if they're Amazon, they're piranhas that'll be able to get them open pretty quick.
Hmm.
So the heart would theoretically be available, but I don't know. There probably would be a highly desirable food. But most fish really don't have the dentition to be able to chop up that kind of flesh. Piranhas do, pacus do. Pacus are really a chewer, though. They are a piranha type fish, but they have molars like an elephant. That they're more a vegetarian or a fruit eater. They eat a lot of fruit that falls into the water. Sunset Jet. Hello, Sunset Jan.
Yeah.
Tiny bit of yolk in my guppy tank because I'm broke, but it's growing out lots of new babies. So yeah, absolutely. Um, it's a real high quality food. It's easy to overdo it, so you need to be careful, and it'll get fish jumping up pretty quick. Most people overfeed with it and wind up losing their fry. So it's typically not a good food for fry, particularly like little tiny fry, tetras, discus, that sort of thing. There are too many high quality foods that are cheap and available for baby fish, and too many cultures like microworm, vinegar eels, those sorts of things that are easy to breed and are really a perfect brine shrimp, baby brine, really perfect food for babies.
There's lots of talk here about egg yolk too, just doing it just a little bit, and maybe even mixing it with gelatin to make it less messy. Was a question maybe?
That's interesting. Yeah, that will lock it in better. I've done some gelatin. I've got it. I just find it's more a bother than a benefit. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea, and there probably are some advantages in some situations. Drift and Dripwood said, "Father Fish, you should have 1,000 viewers." Um, well, you need to get the word out, Drifton. I mean, do some sharing. If everybody shared every video they watched on some other platform, we could probably get to 1,000 viewers. That's really what it takes, though. It takes a lot of people sharing to get new people coming in, because the algorithm is not going to do it. The algorithm is not your
Yeah,
friend.
it's no friend.
It's not my
Nope.
friend, that's for sure. Yeah.
Let me see if I say this right. Verily, verily, Casey. I tried the garlic fed with their pellets soaked, and it cured one of my minnow popeye. I used a tiny dot of fresh garlic paste. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that
Yeah.
worked out. That I actually
You,
that like healed a little bit, right? Then I guess that's awesome.
yeah, you want to treat garlic as a food, as a food supplement. Don't treat it
Mm.
as a medicine. Treat it as a like a high quality food supplement, as a gut cleanser, for example. I mean, that's really its function. Don't put garlic drops in your tank, because that's really counterintuitive. The problem is it's vegetable matter. So what it does is it breaks down, and it increases the biological load in the tank. It really does not have medicinal properties in that respect. As a food, it does sort of, but it's really a cleansing kind of property. It'll it'll help clear up parasites, internal parasites, and internal bacteria.
ABC dropped a really cool link to a blog that's giving you recipes for do-it-yourself gelatin aquarium fish food.
Oh, wonderful! That's the all natural.
Yeah,
pet
really
care.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if anybody sees that link, I'll drop it again here. Go ahead and click on it and save that in your
Oh, look at
tabs
that.
if you're a tab hoarder like I am.
Nice. 4 cups of vegetables pureed, 1 cup freeze-dried food, grilled shrimp, Daphne insects, 1 to 3 jars of organic bait. This is a very large supply of food here. 1 to 3 jars of organic baby food. I love baby food. You know, if you could get like greens or spinach or any of the yellow vegetables, it's fabulous.
Carrots?
Carrots, half clove of garlic, teaspoon of powdered natural supplements like seaweed, chlorella, spirulina, naturose, etc. A drop of liquid fish vitamins. I'd use more than a drop. I'd use probably a tablespoon. A quarter teaspoon liquid calcium, or a couple of human liquid calcium supplements, or agar. You know, I hadn't thought about the human calcium supplement. That is a good way to be able to increase your KH in order to be able to stabilize pH. If you're having trouble with your pH dropping, it's because you don't have enough carbonates in the water. And you can get that from a calcium supplement. Calcium supplement will have will increase the KH and hold your pH stable. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Thank you for that info.
Yeah, that's a nice site.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into that more. And they're building their YouTube channel here, trying to get them to 500 subs. I'm gonna drop the link here for ABC, who just dropped us that major info. Love it. Let's get them to.
If you go to the
a higher number of subscribers.
You know what? They had the link up and they took it off again, darn it.
What was that?
The link for people's YouTube pages. The 3 dots at the right on the right-hand side of each person's name.
Oh, you could just get the link from there? I didn't know that.
Used to be, but it's
Well, I'm doing
it is.
this whole time.
No, it's there. The very first one says go to channel.
Well, you just taught me a trick. I just got it all done the hard way. Went and searched for the channel, then went to it.
Yeah, just like with yours.
Yeah, I see the dots.
Click on the 3 dots.
Here.
Yeah, and the top one is go to channel.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Officially, cool. Hello, officially. Who it says, verily, verily, KC. I did it 1 meal a week apart. Killed her one eye that got injured, Popeye. Huh. Let's see.
Yeah, so clearing the Popeye with the garlic.
Right. Get verily, verily a wrench. And let me get over to their channel.
Welcome to the club.
And subscribe, because I don't think I'm subscribed. They have 7 subs. This is a young woman. Looks like she's about 25. subscribe. Fuzzy
Yeah, that makes it a lot
Moose, you
easier
got-
just to click on those three dots and we can go to each other's
Yeah,
channels.
she got some nice videos too. Bunch of nice videos. Cool.
So
Officially,
Juliana.
I think there are a bunch of people here I'm not subscribed to. I need to, yeah, officially is another one. These are apparently new people, relatively.
Yeah.
They have small channels. The Juliana. I'm just running through it all
Yeah,
of
do you
them
see
right
that?
now.
I mix
know,
a
I
part of
didn't read it.
unflavored gelatin pectin along with pellets and a cube or two of bloodworms and make jello from my African dwarf frogs, and they
Oh
love
my
it.
God, I love it.
Oh,
That's
I bet.
great. Ha! How about
Yeah. See, this is like a cooking channel tonight. We're sharing
that?
recipes.
That's wonderful. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's great. West Karen Duff.
Oh, see, 3G, I press boiled egg yolks through fine mesh to make fine strings. Put it in the stove, set on warm until dried, and all fish eat it.
Ah,
Listen to
no,
this.
that's helpful. That's good. I
We're
like
having
that.
a powwow.
Really. That gives you better control over feeding it too. And you can break it into a powder.
And Jason Peculiar shared a link to a video he made with a basic recipe of do-yourself fish food.
Nice. Where are we? I'm at 941.
I'm down at
Anyone's a mod
9:43.
can click on the name and get that option. Yeah, if you're not a mod, I will make you one. Everybody here gets to be a mod. And if you turn into a jerk, you get booted. So it's real simple.
And I mean, if somebody posts something weird, the quickness wish they can get shut down with everybody
Yeah,
here
everybody.
being
Yeah,
a mod.
if you post something that offends people, everybody will 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 delete it.
Like certain parts of Reddit, everybody behaves. Because if you don't, you're
Isabella,
hitting.
fish ate eggs. You betcha. You know,
Yeah, we're
eggs,
talking about that a lot tonight.
eggs is eggs. I mean, all eggs are basically the same. The genetics are different, but the material is the same. So whether it's a chicken egg or a fish egg, it sort of doesn't matter as food. And fish eggs are a primary food. If you watch that last video I put up, showing the Valentes eating eggs that the bettas were laying as fast as they could lay them, they were just hanging there like little wolves, ready to pounce.
Oh, good. Scott's writing down the recipe so we can compile a fish cookbook.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Hopefully, coming to a holiday season near you.
Nice. Cooking for aquarium fish made easy. Perfect. Trolls don't live very long in the shoal. That's true. That's true.
So verily, Casey is new to keeping fish. So welcome.
Absolutely.
Search the channel for past videos because there's a really big wealth of information. There was times Father Fish was doing 2 live streams like 7 days a week, so there's just so much back there. Anything you might be interested in, when we're not live, just go ahead, check it out.
Yeah, I've got about 1,000
Lots to
videos.
learn.
I've been talking with Naresh, who's my assistant. Naresh is a 20-year-old young man who lives in Sri Lanka. I need to tell a little story about him. He's not here. He's probably in bed.
Yeah, right.
Naresh made that wonderful, wonderful video called Memories that I'm sure many
Mm.
of you have watched. We'll play it again on Sunday night. And I was so taken by that I asked him to work with me on my channel and started paying him, not much, a little bit. And I figured it would help him, with dates or getting a nice dinner or buying some nice clothes or whatever. Well, 6 months later, he said, "Father Fish, I've opened a store." And I said, "Oh,
Oh
what?
my goodness.
What kind of store?" Well, apparently there was a little building out in front of his home that I guess he had access to, like a garage. And he finished it
Hmm.
up, painted it, decorated it, put doors and windows in, and is selling school goods, school materials, as well
Wow.
as he has a Xerox machine and does email and other online services. And I said, "Well, where'd you get the money for that?" He said, "Well, it's the money you paid me." He had saved
Wow.
every penny I sent him for like 6 months, and opened that little store with it. So that kind of,
What an entrepreneur.
yeah, really put me on his side.
Yeah.
So
That's
he just
wonderful.
finished last month. He just finished his exams for college. So I'm sure he did very well, and he's waiting now to get the results to see if he can get into college. So that'll be pretty exciting. Anyway,
Wonderful.
he's working with me right now on the website. We're going to make some changes. I've got about 1,000 videos. I think it's 980 or some such thing, of which about 350 are live streams. So they're like an hour plus long. We've been mining them for rants and other little clips that we can use to make shorter videos. But
Yeah.
what we're going to do initially is once it's about a month old, it'll go into a members only format so that only people who are members of the channel will be able to watch them. And then over time, many of the other videos are going to have the same fate. We will keep 50 to 100 videos that'll be available to everyone, but they're going to be basically informational videos, things that'll teach people how to set up a
Like
dirty
beginner
tank.
stuff.
Yeah,
Hmm.
beginner stuff or even intermediate and advanced stuff. We do have those three categories, so we'll keep those open, and each of them will have at least 25 videos in them. So there'll be plenty
Yeah.
of stuff, and new things as we make them will be available for a month or two before they go into the members only list. Um,
I
I'm
guess like
doing it
there are
because,
so many videos that you mean you can already maybe unless you're searching for something specific, find what's there because there's so many to go through.
yeah, that's really true.
So it'll streamline it to key
It'll make
information.
it
That sounds
easier.
good.
Yeah, it'll make it easier, simpler, and then we'll be able to work more on the membership side. Getting those
Hmm.
better organized so that they can be more a library, and that's really what I want to do with that is turn it into a usable library.
Um, Carbon Tate is new, asking what fish do you recommend for a 30-gallon tank
Where is carbon tape?
at 947.
Got it. What fish do you recommend for a 30-gallon tank? Oh dear.
I know
Depends
that's
on,
such an open question. Yeah.
yeah, it depends on what you want to do in that tank. If you want to have a pair of breeders, then you need to figure out what you'd like to breed. if you want to have a Tetra community tank, then that sends you in one direction. If you want to have Mbuna cichlids, that sends you in another direction. Uh, um, cichlids from Lake Tanganyika are always a good choice in a tank that
I agree.
size.
I love them.
Yeah, there are
Little
so
ones. There's
many
so many
different
little
options.
ones.
What you need to do is go through some journals, go through some books, or just look at pictures and decide the kind of fish you want, and then you'll know what to select from. There are so many different species and so many choices that it's impossible to give you any real specific advice. You have to decide what you would like to do. My favorites are the Tanganyikas because
Me
you can
too.
create colonies of them. You put a pair in, and in 6 months, you'll have hundreds of different classes, all different sizes. So it just you need to look around and decide. Also, you need to figure out what kind of plants you want to put in, and whether you want to do a deep substrate. There are a lot of decisions that come in front of fish. The
Especially
substrate
like
is
your
one.
scaping can set this tone.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
how you want it to look can
The,
be
the,
depending on then what kind of fish you want.
what kind of water you've got. You want something
Hmm
that's going to be compatible with your water. Most fish are, but sometimes that's not true. So if you want to
Mm.
come over to Discord, that's a good question to bring up on Discord because we've got lots of people over there with lots of ideas, and it'll give you a chance to really be able to talk through some of the options. We need to get that link up. I think
Um,
I can do it. I can do it.
okay, I was gonna go after it for you.
You got it? Let me
I'm
get
on
it.
my way. So you can go back and chat if you like, and I'll get it up for you.
My monsters won't eat egg whites unless they're soft. Let's see, Carbon, did I give you a wrench? I did. Do you have any tips for triggering pearl gourami to spawn? I have a pair that spawned unplanned previously, and now I've moved them to a breeding tank. There are a few things you can do. Water changes are the best trigger. If you do like a 10% water change or a 25% water change, that replicates rain, and very often rain triggers spawning. Um, get them well fed, get the female fed up. You can try separating her, separating the pair, and feed the female up separately to get her really full of eggs, and then put her in. There's a better chance they'll spawn right away. That works particularly well with bettas, and these are a labyrinth fish, so it could work well with them as well. This is it's a rather involved process, really. I was talking with Malik not
Hmm
long ago. He was chatting with a friend about breeding some of their Placostomus, a particularly difficult one in the L series. And they found that they were both having exactly the same problem, separated by probably 100 miles. So it wasn't the water. It turns out it was the barometric pressure of the weather. The,
hmm
the barometric pressure of the weather affects fish spawning, which you have no control over whatsoever. But it is just one more thing with difficult to breed fish that you need to follow and track and see if that is a triggering device. So, the deeper you go, the deeper you go. Jason Peculiar. Nice question, Jason. Thank you.
So Fairly saying, boyfriend only kept cichlids when we met. I like community tank and only cichlid I now keep are angelfish. Um,
They're
if
not
you want
hard to
to do a little
breed.
colorful community tank, endlers are just looking amazing nowadays.
Oh, you bet.
They
You bet.
really
They are
are.
stunning. Yeah. Or if you
Hmm.
can get some of the real high quality Japanese guppies, they're very expensive,
Yeah, oh my goodness.
but they're absolutely extraordinary. Endlers are the
Then
next
once you get
best
some,
shot.
something tells me you get a lot more of them.
Yeah, really. Endlers are really a good choice. And there's so many fabulous color patterns. They're tiny fish. You can
Beautiful,
have
yeah.
you can have hundreds of them. In a 30-gallon tank, you can have 1,000 in a heavily planted tank. It would just be
And they get
amazing.
along, but they're pretty friendly and docile.
Yeah, you bet. You
They're
bet.
kind of just like tiny guppies. Well,
Well, they are.
there's a whole
Exactly
argument
what they
there
are.
whether they are or not and all that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, ABC says water changers, quality food, and seasonal temperature changes are breeding triggers for most fish. Absolutely. Bass Queen saying the last bait shop in the area is going out of business. Well, there's a business opportunity for you. Ah,
There you go.
really? Put your fish in a pressure cooker to get them to breed. Sounds like moon boots to me. What is this? What are you talking about? Oh, he's talking about the barometric pressure thing. Oh, well, yeah, you'd have to heat them up, though. That wouldn't do well. Bait shops are a dying breed. Who you bet?
I'm fairly thinking about breeding the angel pair, still
Yeah,
doing
all you
the
got to do is
research.
put them together and feed her a high protein food, and they will spawn
And
in.
they like to have like something that's like a little ramp, like a
Yeah,
slate
they
or a
want.
terracotta pot or
Yeah,
something.
they breed on hardscape that's vertical. They breed on a vertical surface, like the leaf of an Amazon sword or a. Well,
Okay.
here's an example. I have a piece of slate sitting upright in that tank for no
Hmm.
particularly good reason, but that's what they spawn on. Okay, we got a better look. What is?
Oh, my aquarium desk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can go for a little ride. I have a
Favorite
video. I have a
nanofish
video on
species.
my channel that shows the fish room and kind of goes into the
Yeah, I need to do that,
desk a
right?
little more.
Favorite
But
nanofish
here,
species. I have a lot of them. Probably the scarlet batis and the pygmy sunfish, the Elisoma, are two of my favorites, and they're kind of identical. I really haven't put them together yet, but I want to. What are we looking at there, Shelby?
I'm trying to back camera. I think I screwed up. Yeah, let me do it again. And I'm gonna fix the camera on, and then I will show the desk.
Scott
Trying to do
said
that
Boots
front
told
camera,
me.
back camera thing. Front
Yeah,
camera.
Boots told me to put my tiger lotus bulb under my pillow. Yeah, he's full of really interesting advice. Generally sufficiently bizarre that nobody would really try it. Well, we lost you. You went dark on us. Oh, we did lose her. We got her back. Basically, the only endlers I can get that live are feeders. They're probably not Endlers. They're probably just common guppies, which looks for all the world like an endler. Let's see if she's coming back. She may not be back. I don't know. Fish keeper. Affinity. She's here, fishy, fishy. I've messed everything up. Oh, officially, some brooders used to rattle metal sheets to mimic thunder. Interesting. And then retracted it, put it back up. That was interesting. Fanaticals, hi Fanaticals. Nice to see you. Horizon Broadband, I need to give you a wrench. Here she is. There she is.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well, but here we are.
Nice,
so
nice broadband.
It's just a 40 breeder on Brolox.
What do you have in it?
We had an old Kagome shell dwellers, and I think these two are pairing off a little bit. So there's lots of shells in there.
You got babies?
Nice deep substrate. Not yet, but these two have been messing around in a shell over here today. So
wonderful.
There's about 8 in here. Some are younger than others, so
yeah, I
there's really starting to start a little community and work it out. So it's just a 40 breeder. We had an old glass desk, so I just took the top of it off to use it as a desktop, and then it already had some holes drilled into it, so the airline just goes right in there.
Cool.
And I have a little hole over here that I can feed through if I want.
Let's see.
That's the story of the desk.
Have I ever kept Black Tiger Danios? He's got Darios. I don't know what he means. Aquascape. You mean Danios or Darios?
Okay. Switch my camera back here. Yeah.
Whoops. Where'd it go? Black Tiger Dario. Oh. You know what? Yeah, let me show this. Oh, she's gone again. We lost her again. I don't think I have a Myanmar fish. No, I don't believe. Now, this female looks for all the world like a scarlet bodice. Huh.
Major problems.
We got you back.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's have major problems there. All right. I see Fanatic Al has come in. Hello, Al.
Thick dirt. Yes, it is. That's about 5 inches. I've got. Is he looking at the discus tank? That's about 8 inches. In here, that's a 55. I mean, getting the temperature up. It's about 82. So they were in water that was better than 90 degrees. It was near 95. So I'm dropping them, and they're a little shocky over it, but it's not hurting them. They haven't started eating yet, but I've only had them one day. So I'm hoping that I can get them over the hump and keep them going. The Uaru I've had for about 4 days, and they're looking just fine.
Wow, they're
I
really
want that goody eye.
I don't know what all I missed, but did you see Horizon Broadband at 10:02?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. 10:03. I saw it at 10:03. Oh, yeah, I did. I didn't read it. Horizon Broadband said he appreciates the video, sent them to his brother. What of a Fluval Flex 15 to start with a deep
Nice.
substrate. Cool. Cool.
They make nice pics. They really do.
Yeah, I just did a video, a long one. It kind of got longer as I worked on it. But it was really important because it's an attempt to begin to try to figure out what to do about the fact that 90% plus of the people who try to start fish tanks fail and quit.
Yeah.
And of course, it's happening because they're not being given the kind of advice that makes it possible for them to set up a natural, healthy tank. They're given rather the opposite advice. So the problem is that the industry is really working against people being able to keep fish easily and simply.
Right. So they can sell gear.
Yeah, when I was a kid, nobody lost their fish. You bought fish, put them in a tank, and they lived. It just didn't happen that everything died. Now it does because you're being told to do so many screwball things with the tank. They kill all of the natural biology in the tank. That what you're really trying to do is put fish in a toxic environment. And it's so counterintuitive and so ignorant, and tragically it's based on a recognition by the industry that the highest level profits come with the first and second sales. If they teach people how to keep their fish alive, they'll come in, they'll buy the tank, they'll buy the fish, they'll set it up, and they won't be back. Occasionally for food or maybe filter cartridges, which is another joke, or adding some fish, but generally they don't come back. So by selling them sick fish or selling them fish that are going to die, that gets them back in the store 2 or 3 times, spending significant amount of money each time. So it's ethically irresponsible for the industry to be doing this, but it is commonplace. It's the way it normally operates, and somehow we need to find a way to turn that around. And I think the Fish Fam here on YouTube is potentially a very strong and powerful source can be a source for good and a source for really turning this hobby around in a way that will dramatically increase the number of people who are successful at keeping fish. And that's really what we want.
And
what everybody wants.
A big thing is we were just terrified that, I bought things from the fish store, but something outside put that in the fish tank. God forbid, that was terrifying. And just that change makes such a big difference.
Yeah, that's a fundamental change. You talk to anybody in a big box store about wild water, wild sand, wild leaves, wild plants, and they will have the vapors. They'll get so upset. Oh, you can't do that. You'll kill everything. No, you'll kill everything if you do what they're suggesting. And that's the truth. Scott's going to rest his bulb in peat and float it in another tank. Yeah, I think Moonboot's advice is good. You need to cuddle it.
No, I didn't see Moon Boots in here.
It. No, he's not here.
Okay.
I'm just making fun of him.
Santhosh A. My black mollies have bred today. When should I feed them? I have added them in green algae water.
What are they, rams?
No, black mollies.
Oh, right away. They'll eat right away.
Yeah.
They're gonna be hungry right away. But again, feed sparingly. Feed the tiniest granule food you can find, or
I would do spirulina powder.
Yeah, spirulina. Well, or flake food that you powder. You would have put.
Oh yeah, just go like this. Yeah.
Yeah, the spirulina is good for mollies because they're really a plant eater.
I put fish food in a coffee grinder and just grind the crap out of it till it's like spirulina powder.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Yeah, Primafix and Melafix. Yeah, aren't those cure-alls? We're all being
perfect
sarcastic.
example, right?
Don't buy Primafix or Melafix.
Yep. Primafix and Melafix. Primafix. I think it's called Primafix. Whatever. It's Melaleuca oil. That's all it is. It's a very, very mild antiseptic. Very mild, and its primary function is to smell good. So when you put it in your tank, it smells minty for a few minutes. It has absolutely no benefit at all on any level in any way whatsoever. It's simply a way to spend money. That's all in the world it is. Jason, some of the biggest channels on YouTube are just as guilty of giving beginners terrible information in return for profits. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just started looking on YouTube because I got ornamental shrimp and I'd never had that before, so I wanted to see. And it's just a lot of my first search results with the things you click on, are just bull, not pure bull. No help at all.
Yeah, that's
just
really
selling me a Tetra product or something,
Yeah, Garden of Eder is around, and we've got a fellow over on Discord who's a big shrimper. We've given him a shrimp channel to be able to.
I love it.
Help people with shrimp. Yeah,
shrimp are awesome. If that's something you haven't tried yet, play with some little red neocardenias. They're so much fun.
Joseph Antonio de Leon. And moderator.
Welcome.
Let's see, what's he saying? Just started 3-inch deep substrate, 7 inches of water, a 10-gallon heavily planted with 8 cardinals and 2 autos. Is it overstocked? No, you need plants. Heavily planted. Okay. No, it's not. Can you give me advice on feeding? Yeah, whatever you feed 1/10 of that in a week. And then feed 1/10 of that the following week. With that number of fish, if you will put some leaves in there, if you have leaves you can get out of a creek, you probably will never need to feed them again. With the plants, they're going to find microfauna on those plants that will begin to thrive in the substrate that will provide basic food for them. You've got such a small amount of fish in there, and tiny fish that you really don't need to feed at all. Um, what would I feed? Just get a real high quality, very, very fine. I'll tell you what's good if you can get some. I can sell it. Is I need to put these foods up. Is this stuff golden pearls?
Oh, that's exactly what I knew you were gonna say. Golden
Really?
pearls.
Yeah,
I
this
have
is
those too. I use them.
this is the 5 to 50 micron size, so it's real
Yeah, you
tiny.
can get different sizes.
It's like a powder. You can get it all the way up to pearl size, but that's a good quality food. There are a lot of them, a lot of good quality food.
Who
But
has that?
very,
Is it
very,
Brine Shrimp
you know,
Direct or
yeah, I would not
Brine
feed
Shrimp
more
Direct?
than once every, maybe twice a week. Put a tiny amount of food in. Uh, Really, they will find adequate food. The otters are going to eat algae. You don't need to feed them at all. And the cardinals are going to be looking for little microscopic stuff in the water and on the plants, and they'll find plenty. That's not so many fish in there. You could have, what's it, a 10-gallon tank. You could have between 25 and 50 cardinals in that tank, in a heavily planted tank, and it would not be too much. So 10 is really kind of minimal. Scott, best medicine, sea salt, garlic, and neosporin.
Did
All
you see that above
medications.
officially at 1017?
Pardon?
Did you see that right above that officially at 1017?
A great toilet freshener. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it
That'd
is.
be the best thing to do,
Right.
yeah.
That's a good use for it. Aquascape, some zebra babaldi, albino zebra babaldi, coming in the mail. Wow, that's exciting. That's
I'll have to look that up. I don't know what that is.
yeah. Let me get them up. Whoops.
Oh, shrimp. Oh, very cool shrimp.
What? Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, these are caradinas.
So they like softer water versus hard water, like
Mm-hmm.
neocaradinas do.
Right. Pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. They're like little ghost skeletons or something. They look
Yeah,
cool.
isn't that cool? Yeah.
Oh, down there, look at those zebra striped one up. Oh, wow, that's so cool. I like
Neat.
it.
That'll be fun. Well, good luck with
Mhm.
those.
Yeah, come up and show us when you get them.
Look at that. Look at that. That's a cool looking shrimp, isn't it?
Go ahead and drop your link there, Wes, if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, do, by all means. Added CO2. You do not need CO2 if you have a deep substrate. The deep substrate creates more CO2 than a synthetic system ever could. If you don't, then maybe you need it.
A lot of the tanks that I've pulled all the air on and everything, I see so many little bubbles coming up on their own. It's like
Oh,
I have
yeah.
air in there on the tiny way.
Right. All right. What do we got? 10:30.
Oh, nice.
We've been here a couple of hours.
Yammering it out. Listen to this.
Yeah, I think
ABC said I recently got a culture of scuds and it came with 4 cherry shrimp in the bag
oh wow.
and
How
5
cool.
guppy fry
5 guppy
and a
fry, that's
damsel
what it-
larvae.
Fun.
My goodness.
Fun. gonna
Get
say.
rid of that damsel larva.
Well, the damselfly's not gonna hurt anything. It's the dragonfly that's the killer.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that it was like the dragonfly. You're right. That's
Yeah.
so funny. All right. Well, another good one in the books. Another nice ride
I
night with
think,
you all.
yes, that's been a lot of fun. Nice to have you all here. Let me see if I can
Absolutely.
get somebody just popped up. There's ABC.
Hey, what's
Hey, how are you?
up, guys? Not too bad.
Good. You just caught us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you got?
Hi.
What's that?
What you want to show us?
Oh, you take a look at my my 180
We just
Lake
lost you.
Champlain biotope.
We just there you
Oh,
are.
nice.
Okay,
Hold
yeah,
on.
go.
Switching the camera around.
Okay.
And where is Lake Champlain from?
Lake Champlain borders New York and Vermont.
Oh, okay. So a native tank.
It's
Yeah. Yep.
it's a very clear water lake.
Wow, how
Crystal-
beautiful.
Crystal clear water. Wow.
Can we take him full screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
So in this tank, I've got a bluegill, which is this guy here, and then two pumpkin seed sunfish.
Nice.
There's him and this little guy. Then there's also a small rock bass
Uh-huh.
and my bowfin.
Oh wow.
That's gorgeous.
you-
That log in there.
Yeah, and this is a dirted tank. So it's got
Nice.
about 1.5 inches of topsoil,
Yeah.
and then 2 inches or so of sand.
Now, have you got much in the way of plants in that lake?
There is quite a few plants in there. I've only got hornwort in here, just because I wanted to keep it kind of less planted and more of an open look.
It's
But,
beautiful.
I mean, there's a lot of aquatic life in that lake. I think there's some like 80 different species of fish.
Swimming pool.
Wow.
Yeah, this is 180
Yeah,
gallons.
You might be able to get some plants that'll grow on one end of the tank.
Yeah, so you see the stand next to it. That's going to be the second part of the Lake Champlain biotope, where this
Wow.
is more of a community tank, and the other one that's going over here is another 180, which will be my predator tank. That's going to have long-nosed gar. It's going to have
nice.
yellow perch. The bowfin's going to go in there.
You have gar in Champlain?
Yeah, yep, long-nosed gar.
Wow.
I can't wait to see it when it's done.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Also, look at this piece of driftwood I found a couple days ago.
Oh,
great.
that's beautiful. And that would be like $1,000
Wow.
at the store.
Yeah, that's a big piece too. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's probably 30 inches by 24 inches.
Wow.
Oh, it's really sweet looking.
But I've got all kinds of leaf litter, and there's scuds in here. There's bladder snails.
Very
There's
cool.
planaria probably. But
What are you feeding the fish?
so I feed these guys rods fish food, which is
Okay. Yeah, it's a good food.
yeah. Show you here. This is what I feed them.
Rods. Yeah, nice.
It's a mix of like crayfish and mysis and
Exactly. Yeah.
worms and stuff like that. Perch.
Nice.
And artisanal.
What brand is that?
And our rods. It's an
Rod.
artisanal food. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Bronze, you said? Okay.
Rod.
ROD.
Oh, okay.
Like this is a 16-ounce or a 6-ounce pack, and it was like 15 or 16 bucks.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say
Wow.
20.
it's pretty expensive,
Yeah.
but it's a really good high quality food.
Yeah, you don't feed a lot of it.
Here's my rainbow shiners I just moved out of my stream tank. into this breeding tank here.
Cool.
They're colored down right now because of the stress and moving them over and it being nighttime and lights off. But like
Sure.
a couple hours ago, they were vibrant red.
Nice.
Yeah, look at them all go together. Nice.
Yep.
And the rocks and the little nursery down there.
And this is my scud tank. I don't know if you guys can really see them all, but
Oh yeah.
oh, there's one of the little tiny cherry shrimp that came in the bag. I don't know if that's clear or not, but
Nice little addition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
yep. So this also has natives in it. This tank has 3 Heterodondria formosa, or least killifish.
Oh, cool.
It's got a female and 2 males.
That's
Oh,
local as
I've
well.
always wanted to have those.
This is a native plant as well. This is it's called mermaid's weed,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and it grows once it reaches the top of the water. It'll actually start to grow out of the water.
Right out of the water.
Oh,
That's
it's
right.
that's really beautiful
A
plant.
pretty plant.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Rummage Rock wants to know what fanatical. What filtration are you using in that big tank?
So right now I'm just running sponge filters. So I don't know if you could see. You could probably see them on the back there.
Yeah, that's
But
all
I
right.
have a centralized air system which runs all around the room in my fish room to a linear piston air pump.
Nice.
But this is, as you can see, it's a drilled tank. So my plan for this is to run this 40 breeder right here. This is going to be a settlement tank, so that'll be dirted as well, and all of the detritus and stuff coming out of the main tank is going to settle in there. And I'm going to plan on having pond lilies, stuff in there, to soak up a lot of the nutrients, and then it's going to go from there into this 20 long, which is my sump, and I'll have some more biological filtration and mechanical filtration in there, and then back into the tank.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Are you going to tie them
Great.
both together? Or are you
Yeah,
gonna keep-
yeah. The other tank will be tied into the whole system, so it'll be, once it's done, it'll be a 360 gallon Lake Champlain system.
Wow. Very cool. Nice. I love it. You have to come back and show us when you get the other one up and going.
Yeah, I've got probably 30 tanks in my garage. It's just a matter of having time to get everything set
Really?
up.
Well,
You know, I
come on
We're
back
expecting
again.
it next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on back again. Let's look at some more of your tanks.
yeah. I've got a 17-month-old son and a newborn now. So
Oh,
it's time.
man, you're busy.
my-
Yeah.
Wow. That's
This is your
great.
me time.
Yeah,
Really. Well, thanks for coming up, ABC. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
yeah, no problem.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. All right, you guys.
Thanks for
you guys have a
sharing that
night.
great recipe.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I bet you there's a lot of more good gems on that site. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Really. Bye for now. Thank you.
Later, guys.
All righty. Well, thank you, ABC, for coming up. Caught us right at the end there. That's good.
Yeah, and we all loved seeing the tanks.
Oh, you bet. You bet. Okie dokie. We're going to say goodbye. Let me see if I can
Yes.
find my granddaughter's video. Oh,
Bye
yeah,
for
it's
now.
gone. Bye for now. Right. Let's see. Here she is. Doo-doo-doo.
You are watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video.
I love it. Just sets a tone. Thank you all. Nice to be with you. See you Sunday night. Mary will be
Yep.
here, and we'll be having fun. I'm sure Shelby will be around. So we'll see you at 6
Fun and
o'clock
fish off.
Sunday evening. Yep. Bye for now.
All right.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Love you all.